Back in the 7th grade, I had the biggest crush on this one girl we'll call Tia. But the only problem was I was terrified to talk to a girl that I liked. On top of her being new to the school, so you know everybody was on her body. So I knew I was gonna have to act fast. So I decided to grow a pair and started talking to her. And we became friends. Then we became best friends. And next thing you know, she was my girlfriend. And even though I was happy as hell, I was even more terrified to lose her. Because all of the guys were trying to talk to her 24/7. And that pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie. So now my only goal was to keep her. And one of the things she wanted was to be on the phone. But back then I didn't have a phone, but I did have a tablet. So we would text on the tablet and talk on the house phone. And if y'all ever had a house phone, then you know that someone could pick up the other phone and hear the conversation. So one night me and her are on the phone, and as we're talking, I'm asking all the juicy questions. And in the middle of the convo, I heard a loud click, and I asked her if she heard that, but she said she ain't hear nothing, so I didn't even worry about it. And because things were going so well, she decided to send me some pictures, and I was feeling like the man, bruh. So I go to bed and I go to school the next day. And when my mom comes to pick me up from school, she was more quiet than usual and had a weird look on her face. I'm a little confused, but I don't even pay it any mind. And when I go to my room to text Tia, I noticed my tablet wasn't in the same place that I left it in, and I started to get a little worried that my mom had went through it. But then again, she had no reason to do so I brush it off. So I go to message my girl, and I noticed that none of our messages were there. The pictures were gone and all that, which was weird again, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe they just got deleted after a certain amount of time. So we hop on the phone again, and after having a deep convo, she said, "I love you" for the first time. And not only was I in love, but for once, I wasn't worried about losing her. So I go to bed, and I wake up the next day, go to school, and we get out of school, and the moment I step foot out the door, my mom spawns in out of nowhere and death grips my arm and says, "Come on." And while my mom is dragging me, she walks right over to Tia, her mom, her dad, and her little sister, and everything starts to come together. My mom about to snitch. So I start begging her, please don't do this. I don't want to lose my girl. She didn't care. And she walks right over to her family and spills all the beans of all of our conversations to her entire family, bruh. She pulls out this big ass folder full of pictures of our conversation and all the pictures she sent to me. And I never felt more hurt and embarrassed in my life, bruh. The entire time Tia is looking at me with just pure disappointment, bro. And we leave. And when we got in the house, me and my mom had a long talk about what's appropriate, blah, blah, blah. And my mom told me that on the night we were talking freaky, she picked up the phone and started listening to our conversation, which made her go through my tablet the next day. Then she printed out all the convos, all the pictures, and then deleted everything because what we were talking about was inappropriate. And I know she was just looking out for me, but I couldn't help but feel a little betrayed. So the next day at school, Tia doesn't speak to me at all, for a few months to be exact, on top of all of her friends clowning me every 2 seconds. And next thing you know, she was with the fastest kid in the class.